What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Thank you for watching. Today's video has been a long time coming. So the star of the show today is the Hi-Point C9 9mm pistol. One of the cheapest handguns you can buy, like 150 bucks. Definitely mixed opinions out there on the Hi-Point. If you watch the channel, you know that for the most part, I'm a fan of these guns. I think, especially for the price, they're definitely, decent guns. So I wanted to do a 1,000-round torture test with the Hi-Point, but obviously because of the ammo situation, it's been kind of tough to get that video done. So what we're gonna do today is torture this one to death, kill it off, and just see how tough it would be to destroy the world's cheapest pistol. So don't worry, after this video, we are gonna replace it with another Hi-Point. This one has a slide sticking issue, like it locks to the rear on me a lot, and it just pisses me off every time it happens, so I've been wanting a new one anyway. But I'm curious to see how hard it's gonna be to destroy a Hi-Point pistol. Let's find out. So obviously other channels have torture tested these guns. It's been done a million times. Demo Ranch probably being the biggest. I think he actually shot his, shot the Hi-Point with another gun and it survived, which is crazy. There might have been some luck involved in that. Maybe we'll try to recreate that today. But the main reason why I want to do this video, aside from just getting rid of this gun and replacing it, is because every time I give the Hi-Point a little tough love or criticize it or say that it's, not the most durable gun in the world, I get people in the comments referencing those videos and basically saying that they're bomb-proof and they're the most durable gun ever created, which I don't think is true. I do think they're good, but I don't think that, they're just the end-all be-all and the most durable gun ever made. Like, there's other videos like Garantham, I think, who dropped his on a rock and it basically rendered it useless. So, the inconsistencies are definitely there with the Hi-Point torture test. But that being said, I do think they're great guns, especially for the money, and I've never personally torture tested a Hi-Point. So we're gonna get this one wet and dirty, just the way I like it, and beat it up and see if I'm wrong, and maybe these Hi-Points really are the toughest guns in the world. So this one's been cleaned and lightly oiled just to give it a fair chance today. Before we get started, we're gonna shoot 5 rounds on the steel just to show you guys that it does work, and then we'll start beating it up. Chambered around that time, it didn't stick. All right, so you can see that it did cycle and locked the slide to the rear. All right, we've got these little containers of water and dirt sitting here. After this, I'll probably make some mud, and I got a glove on for this one because I obviously got to touch the cameras. I'm gonna load a round into the chamber and turn the safety on. Start with the water, completely submerge it, pull it out, turn the safety off. All right, it did cycle all those rounds. It looks like it didn't lock the slide all the way back. Maybe that's how it locks it back. Yeah, it didn't really lock the slide all the way back, but it did cycle all 5 of those rounds, so I'll give it a pass. All right, we got 4 more rounds. We'll do the same thing with the dirt. Load a round into the chamber, turn the safety on. Just simulating if you were to drop your gun in the dirt. Maybe I'll pile some on over the top just to get it fully covered. Safety off. Perfect. Once again, go ahead and put it in the water, clean it off, and we'll turn this dirt into mud. I'm not gonna do sand because sand will stop every single gun. It's just, usually the hardest thing for guns to get through because the, grains of sand are so small, they just get into every little crevice. Most guns are not gonna run if you get sand in the action. Clean it off really good. Got 5 more rounds in this magazine. Chamber around, safety on, and we're in the mud. This is disgusting. Hope y'all can see that. It's definitely covered. Get that off the safety. All right. All right, it stopped and I'm covered in mud. It looks like it just failured to chamber that round all the way. Just closed it. The trigger's really stiff. Again, failed to close all the way. That one locked all the way back, but that trigger almost completely stopped. It was extremely hard to press. Just had to hit the slide home though. It really didn't have any catastrophic malfunctions, just failed to fully chamber that round, which ain't too bad. All right, so I went ahead and rinsed it off in the water a little bit. It feels good. I got 5 more rounds in the magazine here. Let's see if she's back to normal. Trigger is still extremely stiff. All right, it works, but that trigger is definitely not back to normal. See if we can hit our steel plate. The magazine broke and came all the way back to me. All right, well, that was not supposed to be something that just destroyed the gun. I threw it at my steel target, probably 15 yards away. Good throw, if I must say so myself. The grip completely broke off of that side of the pistol, and you can see the internals, like the trigger group it looks like, is fully exposed. I don't think that'll stop the gun from working, but there you go. The plastic grip panels they got are junk. Here's the piece right here. And now I gotta go find my magazine spring. All right, so I found all the pieces to our magazine, got it put back together. Now we just gotta see if the pistol's still working. Oh, and by the way, the rear sight broke in half as well. All right, so I've tried to cycle the action and press the trigger with this side exposed, and it's not really working. I think the grip panel is kind of designed to keep some of that stuff in place. So I'm just gonna hold that on there with my hand and see if I can fire it that way. Got 1 round in the magazine. Put our glasses on for this one. Not wanting to chamber a round either. All right, got a round in the chamber. This ain't going too well. Got our grip panel just kind of pressed up against there. Let me see if it'll fire. Nice. Trigger still stiff, but it fired and locked the slide back. We're still going. I gotta be honest, I did not expect me throwing the gun at that steel target. First of all, I didn't even expect to hit the steel target. That was kind of crazy. But I never thought that that would almost render the gun useless. It literally almost broke it, but luckily I think we're still going. So now I'm just gonna start really trying to destroy it. I was gonna like hit it with a bat, run it over with my truck, stuff like that, but I think we're pretty near the end already. So now I have a little contraption here. I'm gonna put another one of those on the railroad tie, plug the barrel of the gun, and secure it to the railroad tie, put a string through the trigger guard, and get back at a safe distance, and see if plugging the barrel will finally destroy this thing. So let's say you were running through the woods, someone was chasing you, you dropped your gun in the dirt, the barrel got plugged with dirt, you come up to shoot it, will it destroy the gun? Let's find out. All right, so we got our barrel plugged with dirt. If it survives this, we'll try something else, but I basically just grabbed the gun and drove it into the ground, and you can see that that barrel is completely plugged with dirt, and then we got it screwed into the railroad tie with our string around the trigger. So I'm gonna get back, hide behind a tree, and we'll see what happens. All right, so the string ain't long enough for me to get behind a tree, but I am behind the railroad tie, so we should be good. All right, so here she is. It looks completely fine to me. You can see the slide is locked back, even though it's fastened to that railroad tie. It still locked the slide back, and the barrel looks completely undamaged. And you guys saw that barrel was definitely plugged with dirt. So let's step it up. All right, so this is a Fix-It stick. It says it is all-purpose bonding putty. So it's basically like clay. You cut a little piece off, roll it around in your fingers, and then over time it will harden. But I just want to take a piece of this, plug the barrel, and see if this is enough to completely destroy that gun. All right, there it is. You can see that putty is plugged in the end of that barrel, and then we got 1 round in our magazine there. So I'm gonna go ahead and chamber this round, and we'll get back to our string. Wow, it actually looks like it survived that, which I didn't expect. You can see the end of the barrel there where our bullet came out, and once again, it even locked the slide back. I don't see, that is almost rock hard already, that putty that's around the edge of the barrel. The heat probably accelerated that. But yeah, it looks like it's in pretty good shape to me. So obviously if I would have let that harden for an hour or two or however long it takes, it would, you know, be a whole different story. And plugging the barrel with something like concrete or metal is obviously going to destroy it, but surprisingly, it looks like it survived this. All right, so I actually didn't bring anything else to plug the barrel with. I kind of expected that to do more than it did. Like I said, if I let it harden for a long time, it would probably destroy the gun. But overall, I would say like dirt, mud, clay, stuff like that, it looks like the Hi-Point will survive having that plugged in the barrel, which is kind of interesting. But let's step it up and finally destroy this thing. By the way, check this bad boy out. This is the Mossberg Shockwave. I've been wanting one of these for years, and I finally just bought one today. I haven't shot it yet. Let's try it out. Oh yeah. So I've seen people like aim these from the hip and kind of hit targets pretty well without really using the sights. So I'm gonna try it just like this, see if I can hit that steel plate. Nope. Here we go. Dude, for whatever reason, it's super easy to point shoot this thing. I love it. Let's see how the old Hi-Point handles some birdshot. A little close, I think. All right, so this is hilarious. I shot the other side, not the side that was already broken, and you can see it completely blew that grip panel off, as well as the one on the other side as well. And the magazine is still in the gun. You can see the spring hanging out the bottom. It looks like it just blew the base plate off, and the magazine release button is stuck. I can't get this magazine out of here. It looks like it bent the frame, or the grip I should say, quite a bit underneath those plastic grip panels. And then obviously we got tons of birdshot marks all over the slide. I think I can still, yeah, the slide still, well, not really. It kind of comes back, but not all the way, and the trigger is completely blown out as well. So I think that's the end of the Hi-Point. It looks like it's completely out of commission to me, unfortunately. But again, that's no fault of the Hi-Point. I think any gun that you shoot at 10 yards away with 12 gauge birdshot is probably gonna have a similar result. And I don't know if you guys can see in there, I wish you could, but that magazine is just all bent to hell. So the birdshot out of the Mossberg Shockwave was what finally ended the Hi-Point. But I gotta say, I'm pleasantly surprised and impressed with how well this gun did today, and I did not expect it to take that long. These things are tough. All right, guys, it has been raining on and off on me all day long. It's made this video very difficult to get done and taken a lot longer than it should have. But like I said, I'm pleasantly surprised and impressed with the Hi-Point. I still think that, you know, there are tougher guns out there, but for 100 or 150 bucks, you simply cannot complain about the durability of the Hi-Point. It's very impressive, very durable, and you know, even plugging the barrel with different stuff, it will survive, as we saw here today. So I'm impressed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, if you like the video, guys, please hit that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.